Hi guys, welcome back to my crafting channel. How are you? Have you subscribed? Go on, just click there. Thank you. So today, as promised on my last video, I'm going to be decoupaging. I didn't say decoupaging, I said I was going to be using some little plates that I bought in the Christmas sale at Poundland. And now these, I don't know if you remember, had things like Be Gorgeous on it in bright pink, and then there was some for the boys in blue as well. They were 25p each, so I thought, you know what, be rude not to buy them. So I bought 6 in total, and all I've done is just sprayed them with white paint just to get rid of what was on it. And then when I was in the garden centre recently, I found these beautiful napkins in there. They were £3.50 for that one, so quite expensive as far as napkins go, but I mean, you get 20, you don't use many if you're decoupaging, if you've done decoupaging before. And then these beautiful bumblebees, that's the wrong side, who did that? These were £2.99, so this was Stratford Garden Centre, so if you live in the Midlands or Warwickshire, Stratford Garden Centre, they're beautiful, aren't they? So I thought these would be perfect to decoupage those plates. I also have this little jar here which I've just coated with white acrylic paint, so it's quite thin. It's not like sort of really sort of deep, and the reason for that is I thought it'd be really nice if you could put a candle in this so that you could see straight through. If you put too much white paint on, you wouldn't be able to do that, so I'm thinking bumblebees with this. The little thing you heard was my dad gave me some of these mug holder things that I wanted for another project. Bless him. So I put them in there so I didn't lose them, but I might have to take those out now. So, decoupage. Dead easy. Have you ever done it before? No? If you have, you know how easy it is. If you haven't, I'll show you. So you can buy Mod Podge. In fact, I have Mod Podge for the dishwasher. I have Mod Podge gloss, okay? But when I do my first layer of decoupage, I like to make my own equivalent to Mod Podge, and all it is 2/3 PVA glue, so good old-fashioned standard school glue, okay? Nothing exceptional than that, with 1/3 water, and just mixing it together in an old little pot, and that is it. I will go over it with Mod Podge to seal it, and I might even actually with these pop them with the dishwasher Mod Podge just so they can go in the dishwasher. Okay, so let's get started. Right, so I'm going to use the bumblebee one first. This is just an old piece of cardboard that I use. You'll probably see me using them rather than damaging my kitchen work surface, as I don't have a specific crafting space. So these are 2-ply, I would suggest. They probably are, yes, they're 2-ply. And so I'm just going to separate the white backing, which I don't need, from them. Sometimes this is easy, sometimes it's hard. You just need to find the area that you can, you wet your finger sometimes, that helps. There you go, right, okay. So let me just move that out the way. Now there I said it's 2-ply, it's quite a thick 2-ply. No, this is actually 3-ply. Right, there we go, guys. Can I get the third one off? There we go, right. Always worth checking. Don't throw these away, these are quite useful for other things, for other projects. Okay, so I'm only going to need a small bit of this. I'm just going to measure it out, but just do it a little bit over, but you don't want it to be short. Okay. Do love these colours, don't you? They're just gorgeous, gorgeous bumblebees. Now, what I wasn't going to do was the whole of the dish. I was only going to do the centre. So, but what I want to do is make sure I've got bees in every part of the dish, if that makes sense. Okay, so I think that's probably about right. So I'm just going to cut this again. Okay. Okay. And then just straighten off any edges that look a bit crooked from your cutting. Perfect. Right, let's do the first one. So let's move my napkin out of the way. So, just going to lay that on. And then get my Mod Podge or my homemade glue. And then all I'm going to do is actually going to lay it over the top, okay? Now be very careful, because if you have never done decoupage before, the second you add liquid to your napkins, you will find they become really fragile, okay? And they stretch, okay? So don't rush it. I am loving this already. Okay. Now there are bubbles in this, okay, and that's perfectly fine at the moment because we've just put the first layer on. But what we need to do now is gently work those bubbles out. So I've got a fresh sponge here, which I'm just going to use just initially to brush any bubbles. Right, just double check it. Make sure there's no bubbles or creases that you've missed. So just move it around into the light a little bit. Okay. There we go. What do you think? I think that is absolutely beautiful. Just got a little crease there. Just going to try and flatten out a little bit without damaging it. But I am absolutely loving that one. Okay, so I'm going to set that to side to dry, and then I will do another one with you, which is the bird one. So I'm just getting to my napkin bag. Okay, so now again, let me just check whether these are 2 or 3 ply, and they're 3 ply. So again, just need to make sure you take away all 3 edges. And I think this one might actually come away easier. There we go, yeah. So with this one, I'm lucky because the actual 2 ply stay together and the 3rd ply comes here. I'll move that over because I've got water on my board and I don't want to get water on my napkin. So I'm just going to cut out my little birdie. I do actually love the polka dot edging on this as well, which when I do come to do a jar or something, I'm going to use. Right, so that's my little birdie. Let's get another plate. Okay, and I just want to layer it on. Oh, look at that, that's perfect. So what I'm going to do with this one is just make sure that my edges are the same. I'm just going to chop that down a bit there. Okay, height-wise, take a bit off the height. And that is perfect, don't you think? So let's get Mod Podging this one. I keep saying Mod Podging, but this is my own glue. Hold it down gently. Just coax it with the glue. Don't do what I just did there. Don't do much more with that because it's going to tear, I think. But what do you think? Isn't that beautiful? Now I'm going to leave that to dry as well, and then I will coat it with the dishwasher Mod Podge, just so that if anyone wants to stick it in the washer, they can, and it shouldn't damage. But that looks amazing. So I'm going to carry on doing a few more of these, and I'll show you them when they're finished. Okay. Right, I was so pleased with my bee napkins that actually I've also decided to decoupage. I had 2 of these oil burners, just plain ones, and I decided that actually I would decoupage these as well. Now with these, did it slightly different. I actually cut up little bits of the napkin to fit around the shape. When it's sort of round, it's better to cut out little pieces rather than wrap it round. Just check there's no more creases in there. Look, can you see? It's just so cute. That looks so much nicer than that. And so all I literally did was cut out little pieces like that, and then just place them onto my pot, and then added my glue on top, like so. Okay, and then just again make sure I've got all the creases out. You don't tend to get as many creases when you do it on a smaller scale. Okay, like that. And again, I'm going to leave this to dry, and I will Mod Podge it. I have to Mod Podge it the gloss because it's a glossy surface, and it would look odd if I didn't. So I'm going to finish this one as well, and I'll show you all my plates and these when I finish them. So I'm really chuffed with these. Hiya, how's it going? Well, I've now got my plates and my warmers finished. Excuse me. It's my asthma. I haven't got coronavirus, I promise. And they've come out really, really well. What do you think? As is always, Lola has now started to eat because I pressed record. So here are my 2 little warmers. Actually, I lied. Lola's at my feet. This is Fido. There we go. And I think they've come out absolutely beautiful. Really pleased with those. And my plates, I can show you. Now all I've done is I've gone over them with the Mod Podge, and then I also have, I can show you just here. I've just got some of this spray. Now this is a matte one. I have got gloss as well, which I've had to reorder because I'm running out, and it should be coming from Amazon today on the Prime. But just to give it a nice coat. So at the moment they are matte, but when I get my new gloss I might just give them a gloss finish as well, just to make them more shiny. But what do you think? So I'll show you these. So I just think they are really, really pretty, and because they have been coated, I can use this for food items now. And I think if you're having a little summer party or spring party, to put, you know, things on this, I think it's lovely. Or even just to throw your keys on around the house, I still think it's quite nice. So I've got 6 of these. I've got 2 which have got the birdies, and 4 which have got the bees on. So I am really, really chuffed with those. I think it's beautiful, and I'm going to be honest now, I'm going to be using that bee one a lot on a lot of things because I just think it is so beautiful. And actually I think this is stunning as well. So I might try and be a bit more creative and do things where I can build around it as well, to make it even more of a picture. Lola's just come in the door, right, literally before I press record, and she's now scratching at the window, which tells me she just wants to play with the glass, which is what she does. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to click subscribe, notifications, and give me a thumbs up. Alright guys, I will see you on my next crafting video. Bye. Bye.